Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of the Poproast podcast. Today we're talking mutants, we're talking warriors, we're talking demons, sharks, maybe? We'll see how we go. I'm Dean. George, how are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. We're still feeling out this technical stuff here, so we're seeing how we go. So we don't know how this sound is going to come out, guys. You might not even be listening to us right now, and if you are, it means we did okay. So let's see how we do. Other than that, though, we are going to start with some bad news. You know, we're here, but we're without our horror and movie making icon, William Friedkin, who sadly passed away this week at the age of 87. What a career! What a life!
What a guy! Yeah.
Where do you start?
Where do we start? Williams, Wish, Wellingtons, and he would have needed them to wade through the fucking pea soup on set of The Exorcist, the fucking classic, man.
Oh man, have you seen like the behind the scenes documentary on that movie? Is like just as interesting as the movie. Like there's so much stuff going on there with, you know, tubes and spinning rooms and stuff, you know, that a lot of directors definitely took from moving forward, you know, like Wes Craven and stuff.
Sure.
He was all over that stuff. But even just outside of the horror, yeah. But like, you know, French Connection, obviously a classic. I haven't seen it, but you know, sorry, what's that?
I've seen it one time, and yeah, it does. It is a classic. I'd say it's a must see. It's one of them, definitely.
Is that car chase good? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it lives up to the hype.
Oh man, because I'll tell you what, I'm over like watching movies that are like legendary for one thing, and then you go back and watch it, and then it just doesn't really deliver. And you know, it's a different time. Expectations have changed, so it's hard to judge things the same as how they were intended.
Yeah, as I say, I probably saw it about 10 years ago when I only just discovered, you know, how much other stuff Friedkin had done, and heard about Cruising. Have you ever seen Cruising?
I haven't seen Cruising, but I got a list here of like not even all of his films, but like Rampage, Bug, Rules of Engagement. That was a big one in like the early 2000s. But I was looking at his IMDb, and it's literally like consistently every 2 years since 1965, this guy's been putting out movies.
Yep.
So it's something for everyone.
87 years old, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah. He even did a Barbra Streisand music video.
What?
Who would have thunk? Yeah, man. I think the song was called Somewhere or something.
Okay.
And I think that was like 70s or the 80s. He did one of my favorite movies, Killer Joe. Really gnarly little, like, I think it's based on a play with Matthew McConaughey. There's a hitman, and there's a scandal with an inheritance, and there's a whole little heist and stuff.
Yeah, I have to check it out.
It's creepy and weird as hell. It's slimy. It's not a pleasant watch. Almost put me off my chicken.
McConaughey does slimy pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I didn't even really like McConaughey before I saw that movie. I just always saw him as the you know, like the rom-com guy or whatever.
All right.
I think Killer Joe was sort of like the start of like, I think it was just a few years after the Lincoln Lawyer, but it was right around when like the McConaughey really was kicking off. So, but you know, let's not make it all about Matthew, all right? Anyway,
we're talking about Big Willie.
Yeah, rest in peace, William Friedkin. Fantastic contribution all round. We probably couldn't ever even dream to put out 2 movies a year for 60 fucking years. So,
definitely,
what are you going to do with your life? Yeah, exactly.
I have to bring up. I was looking at the IMDb again, and I was looking at trivia for The Exorcist, and I found some ridiculous stuff, just like the actress Mercedes McCambridge, who provided the voice of Pazuzu the demon, insisted on swallowing raw eggs and chain smoking to alter her vocalizations. Raw eggs.
That's rough, man. I mean, I don't even know what's going to kill you first, the raw eggs or the smoking.
Salmonella.
Do you know what I mean?
Shit yourself.
Yeah, fucking.
know.
Maybe you get your lungs so coated in raw egg that the cancer doesn't even touch them. I don't know, but that's dedication.
Definitely.
But also maybe just be a better voice actor and be able to manipulate your voice without having to like take a chainsaw to your own neck. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. It was the early 70s, you know, like.
I don't know, man. This method stuff, like, it used to impress me, like hearing stories about the method stuff, but now I'm just like,
not about it, no.
I'm more impressed by the people who can just go in like a normal person and then just do the fucking job, being a psycho or a demon, and then they just switch it off and they go home. That's impressive. I mean, just do that.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I mean, that's next level for a voice actor. You know.
Oh yeah, you're probably not getting paid a great deal either. So that's definitely, you know, dedication. Yeah. I'm sure they got something out of it, and we got a good performance out of it, you know, as well.
For sure.
Which leads us into our next topic. This Exorcist trailer, man. I watched this a couple of hours ago. I hadn't seen it before. I'm guessing that you already had seen it.
I saw it when I was at the cinema last week.
Talk to me.
I saw it, and I saw it again, just because I was kind of perplexed. Continue with your thoughts,
because I'm guessing not the most positive thoughts from you, and I had a little bit of a journey watching this trailer. So let me lay it out, right? So before I watched this trailer, I knew absolutely nothing about this. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh man, I'm surprised they didn't just we might have even had this conversation where I said, I'm surprised they didn't just do the, let's bring back the original actress and have her all old and grizzled and have a new possessed person. So then I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, oh, yeah, but I'm watching, yeah. But it's like, okay, there's two kids, they go missing, so there's a little bit of a mystery as to like how and where this demon kind of came into play. I'm loving all of that stuff. And then about halfway through the trailer, who walks in? Reagan herself. Here she comes. They did exactly what I predicted they were going to do, what I hoped that they wouldn't do. And they brought her in all Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween style. You know, now she's the expert. Where she got her cardinal license or whatever it is, I don't know, but she should not be performing Exorcist. She hasn't got the fucking credentials for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm kind of thrown for a loop now because I thought it was Reagan's mum.
Is it the mum or is it actually Reagan? I thought it was Reagan because she's got to be like 50
she's
something.
Like 91. The woman who's to be honest, man.
So it's got to be Reagan and not the mum, right? The mum would be. You said 91.
Like 90, 91 years old. Ellen Burstyn. I did look this up, and yeah, because I didn't see Linda Blair. Linda Blair, who played Reagan.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't see her name in the cast sheet, or maybe I didn't look well enough.
No, I didn't see it. But
that's what I saw from the synopsis of the film as well. Is that they call in her because she's had experience with, the possession.
Yeah, maybe Linda Blair didn't want to come back, or I don't know. I'm shocked. I mean, I guess I think all old women look the same. I don't know. But yeah, it looked, the first half of the trailer I thought was pretty creepy, pretty effective, and there was a nice spin. And then the second half, it just went full like, what can we do to sell tickets? And it was just very schlocky and cash grabby. It felt like, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Body and the blood. With that same,
yeah, I like that she's in the church. I like that we're getting out.
Thing.
Yeah, with the old egg voice,
which the same as Dead by Dawn.
Yeah,
it's immediately what I thought of. But
this is why there was an egg shortage. Is because they were recording dialogue. for the Exorcist trailer.
They wanted
They're
to
like,
get
fuck, we get
fucking
all the eggs we can.
Pazuzu egg guttural. Fucking
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're gonna have an egg singing for metal bands. It's gonna be a new trend. Just crack an egg into the microphone and let nature do its work. That's fucking raw, man. Raw egg. Anyway. So yeah, we'll see.
David Gordon Green, right? So
Yeah, good point. Yeah, he's
David
directing
Gordon
this.
Green. I mean, he has had an interesting career. I actually didn't fucking even realize that he directed Pineapple Express.
Yeah, I knew him as that guy, and then the Halloween
I
guy
love that.
for sure.
To be fair, like I know a lot of people give James Franco some flack and
Guff.
Seth Rogen.
Some of it maybe deserved, probably.
Rogen, it seems. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Franco. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, I don't. It's just
No,
everyone.
Rogan's cool. Like even Jonah Hill's catching fire these days. Rogan seems like the only semi-sane one out of the lot of that crew, and he puts his name to some good stuff.
Yeah, as we'll touch on, but yeah, looking at David Gordon Green, like I don't know. I seem to remember talking to you about Halloween 2018 before it came out, the trailer. You're like,
right?
It looks interesting what they were doing with Jamie Lee.
Yeah.
With the whole, what's it, Doomsday Prepper, badass, badass, mama. But like, I don't know. I'll keep it brief on that franchise. But yeah, I thought the first of the Halloweens that David Gordon Green directed did something interesting, and then the other two just completely shit the bed, to be honest.
Yeah.
But,
so go on.
I was just, I don't know. It's him and the writer of Danny McBride and Scott Teems, who helped write Halloween Kills, which was, in my opinion, not so good. They wrote the
Is Damien Chazelle not involved in this as well, or is that something else that I
didn't catch his
watching?
name.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
I was just looking at. I just noted the director and writing credits, and then I went on a little dive on David Gordon Green, and that's when I discovered how much he's done. And this is another Blumhouse production with Universal, I believe. But they've like it or say what you want. I mean, they've been putting out some stuff in the last 20 years, like horror wise. They've
been mostly consistent. I mean, not all of it's like great, and a lot, but they always make money because they don't spend a lot of money. Up until recently, they've really started kind of flashing the cash a little bit more, which you can see in like the Exorcist trailer. But David Gordon Green, like from what I understand, was that because there was a lot of behind the scenes drama with the Halloween franchise where they split the second one into two movies and all of this stuff. And from
something was rushed.
Something was rushed. He wasn't happy with it, and apparently he signed on for the Exorcist trilogy before he finished the Halloween trilogy, and he wants nothing to do with the Exorcist 2 or 3, from what I understand. Like he's just done. He's trying to get out of his contract, and I think he's only doing this first one, and then they're going to hand it off to someone else for the other ones if they do more, which they probably will. I mean, this is going to cost them less than like $20 million to make, probably. Even if it makes 50, this movie will probably do. Is it out this year in the Halloween period?
This is what I made note of. This gets released on the 13th of October.
Oh, that's good. So it's got a good few weeks. They
got that. Blumhouse has also who produced Freddy's Five Nights at Freddy's, which is coming out on the 27th of October, and that's going to be competing with Saw 10 or Saw X.
Yeah, that's going to be a wild
Halloween, big
it's
boy.
gonna be a real wild
But-
showdown there.
But yeah, it looks like, you know, if things go well for Blumhouse, that, you know, they've got two horrors drop in the month of October. Fairly big titles as well. I don't know, I might go watch it. You gonna watch it?
I'm definitely gonna check this out. I'd probably
it drops actually Friday the 13th. Sorry.
Oh,
October.
that's good. I mean, if we wasn't doing this and I had to choose between like Shaw and The Exorcist, I'd probably do Shaw, as much as that makes me hate myself. Yeah, but it's just different times, man. And like I said, this just seems like, I mean, Shaw's a cash grab as well, I guess.
To be honest, yeah, I'd have to think twice about it, but I don't know. I'll probably go for The Exorcist. I mean,
realistically, split the difference. Five Nights at Freddy's, I reckon. Fuck them both off out of it.
That's the actual competition. Is going to be Saw and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, I think that's going to be close as well. Yeah.
Make a prediction.
Also about David Gordon Green, he's coming off of I haven't watched it, but he did the he worked on that Righteous Gemstones TV show that's just been out, and apparently that's really good. So he's got a lot of buzz on him. So that might give it a little boost amongst, like, you know, more like serious like people who might not necessarily go and watch a genre movie, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. He has jumped around, you know.
Yeah.
Like he started with, like, you know, dramatic stuff, moved into stoner comedies, and now he's done, like, you know, two of the biggest titles in horror franchises.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe he's had enough of horror for a bit.
Yeah, I think it seems that case. Yeah, it seems to be the case. But I'm excited to see whatever he does next. You know, unless this is shit, and in which case, you know, I'm not excited for what he does next, I guess.
I'd say he's a competent director. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're talking about things that we're not excited about. We're talking about something we're not excited about. I don't think we're excited about this. Maybe we are.
Gonna mention.
Oh, well, we're segueing into they're making a Warriors musical. So come out and play, everybody. If that's not a song, it's that you've wasted everything. You know, even you come out and play by The Offspring. Just throw that in there.
Sorry. Talking over you.
That's fine. Just Warriors musical. You a musical guy? You a Warriors fan? Do you care about this?
Musicals, to be fair. Funnily enough, I mean, I grew up. My dad did lighting rigs for theaters, and occasionally, like, I remember watching The Wizard of Oz, a production of that when I was like about 10, and then watching Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was about 12, and just being like, okay. But yeah, there's something to be said about musical theatre. It's when you're there, it's like it demands your attention. It's quite an experience. So you know, I wouldn't write off. I don't mind. I'm not the biggest Warriors fan. It's
no, I think it's fine. I've seen it like twice.
What cuts? Did you see the original cut? Because there's like a recut one with all the like stuff.
I don't know about the Ridley Scott final cut of Warriors, man. I just watched whatever one they had on fucking Amazon Prime or whatever it was.
Oh, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no. So I think the film works well. It's just like a time capsule of, you know. It's not. Yeah. It's not going to win any awards. Maybe it did. I don't know. I didn't look it up. But
I didn't either. I didn't.
You know, it joins. Yeah, it joins the pantheon of, you know, horror, or, you know, just movies in general getting made into musicals. So I guess, you know, the theatre industry is struggling with like getting butts in seats, and, you know, they're looking to IP the same way that, you know, like the movies are. So whether that's good or not, you know, I will say, if I had the opportunity to see The Evil Dead or the American Psycho musical, I would have been there opening night. But other than that, I don't really. I'm not too excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. What's next?
what is next? Well, talking about things that probably aren't going to make a billion, let's talk about something that did make a billion. And Barbie crossed a billion.
Across that threshold,
everyone.
huh?
It crossed the threshold. It's only like, I think the second or third, I think the second movie to do it this year. I think Mario Bros crossed a billion, which it took a lot longer for Mario to cross a billion, which is surprising because, you know, I think Mario is a bit more universal than Barbie is on the surface, at least. And considering everything is struggling this year, it makes it that much even more impressive. So
impressive, but also like just, I don't know, mind baffling, and I don't know what to say, worrying, because I know there's a positive message to the film, and you know I'm all for progressive mindsets and all that, but fucking Barbie.
I heard somebody describe this movie as Wes Craven for 25-year-old women. Not Wes Craven, Wes Anderson. Sorry.
Oh,
we're talking about Wes Craven. Wes Craven. Okay. Wes Anderson. I heard this described as like a woman's Wes Anderson movie, which, not to say it's just women, and you know, you can like Pink too, dudes. It's okay. Even George, he said he's progressive now, so you allowed. Yeah. You allowed. Anyway, Wes Anderson's Barbie, everyone. That's what I want to see. But hopefully they don't just crank out like Barbie 2 and 3, and they actually get people who have got like interesting visions for this stuff, because you know it does have a very distinct look to it. It, you know, it does have a very its own like style from what I've heard from other reviews and stuff. So hopefully we get that and not just like here's Slinky the movie or whatever. But Action Man the movie, you know, action sells, and then you can have a cross. And then, like in my bedroom back in the day, Action Man and Barbie can have their own crossover. Bring those two together.
I'm sure that's happened.
Action Man was all up in Barbie land in my childhood. I don't know what you were doing, but you know, he weren't just riding Jeeps. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Yeah. I was more of a G.I. Joe kid myself.
Nah. Action Man,
I had the
Dr.
cool one
X.
with the, like, helicopter thing, and that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I had one with the I had a zip line. Action Man used to like hook it up to trees, and he'd fucking fly across the garden, cool. Take somebody out if you time it right.
Pretty sweet.
Anyway, make a movie of that. Just give me 2 hours of me hitting people with Action Men in the garden. Anyway, yeah. Do you want to predict these $1 billion movies? We got time
I need
for
to
that.
have another quick look at that list you sent me though, because I didn't. I know all the horror releases for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
I'm not fully like familiar with half.
Okay.
I didn't know half of this shit coming out, to be honest.
All right. So while George is looking at this list real
top
quick,
three.
So I'll explain it. You peruse the list, and I'll explain it real quick. It's not that hard, but it's fine. So I've accrued a list here of the movies most likely to hit $1 billion, and there's not a lot, and most of these probably are never gonna. But these are the big movies left of the year. We're gonna draft 3 each. So George will go first. I will pick, and we'll go back and forth, and we'll have 3 each, and we'll see when we get to the end of the year whose 3 movies made the most money, and if anyone actually predicted $1 billion movie. So up first, if you want to, I'll let you take the first pick in, seeing as I kind of threw you off a loop a little bit with this one.
All right, yeah, you did a bit. About fucking 20 minutes before we record. No, it was a couple hours. I didn't see it. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go for Aquaman 2.
It's a good choice. I mean, depends on how you look at it. The first Aquaman hit $1 billion.
I don't have to be in order, right? This is just.
Yeah, no order. You know, well, you do one, and then I'm going to do one. So,
right, I got Aquaman.
So he's taking Aquaman, which the first one did cross $1 billion. However, the DC movies have really been struggling this year. So it's kind of 50-50 on which way that's going to go. It could do it.
Jason
It's coming out around Christmas. And also, I want to preface this is a bunch of these movies could get pushed back because of the strike. So there's always a chance that half of these don't even come out this year. But we'll figure it out as we go. Support the strikes, everyone. Pay everyone what they need, what they deserve, what they want. Okay. Anyways, give them the money. Right. So I'm going to go with Wonka because that is supposed to be coming out around the holidays. It's a chocolate-based movie. I think the marketing kind of writes itself with or without the actors. I think Wonka could be, you know, and the Johnny Depp Charlie in the Chocolate Factory made a fuck ton of money as well. I think Johnny Depp was on the peak at the time. Not anymore, bitch. Anyway, so yeah, I'm taking Wonka as my first pick.
I'm gonna have to pick someone else then, because that was gonna be. I was thinking I'll pick one of the horror titles, even though they're definitely not gonna fucking make that much. Shit, I don't know, man. What the fuck is Wedding 3?
My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
Oh, sorry. I was like, My Big Fat Greek.
That's a different movie.
Sure, I'm gonna go for that.
I mean, the first one is still like one of the most profitable movies of all time. It made a insane amount of money, and it had a very long run in the theaters, and it only cost like 6 or 7 million or something stupid. Like, and the second one, they probably left it a little bit too long. I don't think it really caught the same wave. But the third one, you know, you're wrapping it up. Maybe they're grandparents now. The grandkids are getting out. I don't know what fucking goes on in those movies, but it could be a hit.
They did it at the box office, apparently. So
it could be a hit. You never know. All right. So my second pick. Oh, this is tough. On this list, I'll just run a few of them off for anyone who's listening. We've got left is The Marvels, Dune 2, Blue Beetle, Strays, Equalizer 3, Expendables 4, Spy Kids. There's a new Spy Kids, you know, Paw Patrol, Shaw, Exorcist, Five Nights at Freddy's. There's a new Hunger Games, Trolls 3, Color Purple, Thanksgiving, and Napoleon. Those are the rest of what's left. And I think Hunger Games could be a contender, but then I think they probably left it 5 years too late, because I think culture's kind of really cooled down on Hunger Games now. Nobody really talks about it anymore. You know, it hasn't lasted in the zeitgeist like Twilight or Harry Potter or something, you know. So I'm gonna take Dune 2. I think Dune 2's got a fairly good chance. A lot of people seem to really like the first one. I watched it for the first time last week. Didn't love it. But maybe there's a hunger because the first one was in the pandemic, and
I never read the book. I'm not that familiar with it.
I never read the book either. I really loved the real-time strategy game on the Sega Mega Drive though, so bring that back. Anyway, so I'm taking Dune 2.
Right. I'm gonna pick one of these horror films because I see you got Thanksgiving on there as well. I'm actually interested to see that. Is that Grindhouse trailer from back?
Is that what that is?
Back then, yeah, it's Eli Roth is actually making that film that he made the trailer of. That was actually pretty cool.
Okay, because I didn't look at the movie. I just looked at the titles of the movies that were coming out, and I assumed that Thanksgiving was going to be like one of those cheesy like rom-com family movies, like Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? Like, or Mother's Day or Father's Day. They make a movie for all these fucking occasions now. You know, Love Actually, New Year's Eve, whatever it is. You know, Jason Bateman cheats on his wife in New York, whatever. So, wow, did not know that was a thing.
Trailer, you saw it, right? Yeah.
I remember it now that you said it, but that was not what.
To be honest,
that was not on my mind at all. So that's good
stuff. Not many Thanksgiving, themed horror films. So why not?
I mean, what have you got? What's the isn't there a turkey, killer turkeys or something? What's that one? I mean, yeah, probably he's like a 80s exploitation.
There's Blood Rage, I believe, is a Thanksgiving themed slasher. Set around
and and there's the chicken one, the fried chicken one. Was it a trauma movie?
Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist. There you go.
Chicken Dead. Yeah, what a film. That was like one of the first trauma films I saw, and yeah, that was an experience. It was fun.
Yeah, no trauma films are making $1 billion, but maybe Thanksgiving can.
Definitely not.
Maybe it can hit it. I mean, it's a holiday.
Yeah, I'll get this one out. All right. Saw Exorcist of 5 Nights. Do you know what's funny? I actually feel like Thanksgiving might even get more money than any of them. But I'm gonna go with Saw 10. Saw 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it could be the big return of that people want, because it does have a wide fan base. It could be big, and it is that Halloween weekend, and maybe Five Nights at Freddy's is a bit too niche. I thought Five Nights at Freddy's was quite popular, like concept, but
yeah, I'm second guessing it. Right, I'm just gonna stick with that. That's my 3.
He's taking sure. All right, I've got this is going to be the hot take that's going to clear this game right out. Okay, I've been waiting for this. Locked and loaded. Napoleon coming in hot. Napoleon. Historical figures are hot. Oppenheimer was big.
Yeah.
It's Joaquin Phoenix. Famous method actor. People love him.
Right.
It's directed by I think it's Ridley Scott. There was some footage shown at one of the festivals earlier on. I know it's CinemaCon, I believe. They showed some Napoleon footage, and apparently the battle sequences are insane. So, and coming off the Oppenheimer hype, it could be like highbrow, but also like with some serious fucking gnarly action and some real weight to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it'd be great if they made a movie about Napoleon and it didn't fall short. So there you go. But I didn't plan that joke. I swear, I've not been sitting on that joke. That's off the cuff, baby. Off the cuff. That's how we roll. We're fucking
slow claps for that.
Slow clap. All right. So at some point, I'll come back to this video. I will make a note of what we picked, and we're going to follow those. And at the end of the year, whoever got the highest total or the most billions, if more than one of them do it, we don't. They win nothing, but that's fine.
Awesome.
All right. You ready for the next thing?
I think so.
He's ready. That silence was the silence of readiness.
I definitely checked the show notes. Far away.
So it's the 10-year anniversary of Sharknado, everybody. Who would have thunk 10 years and we're celebrating Sharknado? It went from just throwaway B movie to cultural sensation to dead horse that they keep beating. And not only is it having an anniversary and it's getting a re-release, but also it's getting a remastered, re-edited, new shiny re-release, which kind of defeats the point of what these movies are about.
Sorry.
So you a fan of this film, George? You like the Asylum movies? Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
Not really about it. I'm about some goofy shit, but it's never really grabbed me. I prefer Sharktopus.
Yeah, I love a B movie. I love a gnarly, gritty exploitation horror movie. Problem is, that's not what these really are. They're like the baked bean version of actual exploitation B movies. You know what I mean? It's like it's like they come along and show how big, like, you know, all these like rough, like nasty, you know, late 70s, early 80s, like low budget horror movies were coming out, and those just naturally became B movies because they aged badly, right? But this is like, we're trying to like manufacture like a cult classic, which I guess they did successfully, but it's, yeah, just something about that doesn't quite line up for me. So I'm probably in the same camp as you. As I don't really love these. I like some of the outliers. You know, I'm a sucker for a mega shark versus giant octopus. You know, I like a hybrid.
Yeah, that's
But this franchise particularly is just kind of, it's just empty. You know, it's just like, it's Diet Coke. You know,
You might say it's dead in the water.
it's a turd in the water. You know, just washed
It's a
up like
dead
an old
water.
boot. Yeah, absolutely. But if anyone wants to go and check out a 10-year remastered special edition of Sharknado and tell me if it was better and if it was worse, I would love to hear about that. So
Poproast
drop a
podcast
comment.
at gmail.com.
Yeah, get us at the Poproast podcast at gmail.com with your Sharknado reviews. Fuck it. Go on. You know, fill my inbox up with, you know, get your teeth into my inbox. There you go.
Send us everything. Send us hate mail.
We love hate mail. We love mail. We like it when we get both. It keeps us centered and grounded. So if you could try and balance it out, good stuff. Moving on.
Yeah, so you got a review for us.
I'm going to review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, colon. He's got a thing. Gimp power, everybody. There you go. That's good stuff. Where do you even...
I don't know. The best
I don't know what
fucking costumes I've ever fucking seen in my life.
I don't know what I'm more curious about is where you got that image or where they got green fucking duct tape. Like, who knows? Did they buy the silver tape and they painted it? It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
But yeah, man, I saw this movie. It was a lot more pleasant than that image. And
I'd hope so.
I didn't know how to feel about this. Like, on the surface, it kind of looked like they're kind of trying to like copy like what Spider-Verse did with the animated Spider-Man. It kind of looks like a similar style in certain places. It's like Seth Rogen's producing this. He's kind of spreading himself thin. He's doing a lot of stuff lately.
Yeah.
You know, so is this just a case of they just want to keep the franchise in the zeitgeist, or have they actually got something to do here and say? And they do. This is really fucking good, man. Like, the animation style is kind of like you watch Love, Death and Robots or whatever it is on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's kind of got that vibe. Yeah. It's got that vibe, like visually, but also like sometimes it's almost like Aardman style, even though it's not stop motion. It's all digital, I think, but it does have that vibe to it. Really rough around the edges and vibrant. You know, like when you'd watch a kids movie or an animated movie, I should say. Sorry, but sometimes you watch an animated movie and they'll do like a cool flashback that's in like a different art style, and you're like, why can't they make more movies just in that style?
Yeah,
that's what this is. You know, it's like it looks like somebody sketched it, and yeah, it's great, really cool. Got like a lot of East Bay hip hop flavor in the soundtrack and in the visuals as well.
All that shit, I believe.
Yeah, he loves all of that. They even, spoiler alert, but there's even a bit of the turtle rap in this movie.
The ninja rap.
The ninja rap, yeah. That's it's in here. It is in here. Right. This film has a lot of, if you love the Turtles, like, I'm a casual Turtle fan. If you're hardcore, grew up on the animated series, all the random side characters and random like goofy mutant villains and stuff, they're probably in this. There's a fuck ton of them. It's so good. But with the main cast, I haven't got the list of the actors off the off my list or off the top of my head. That it's it's not like splattered with like big names for the Turtles. It seems like they kind of actually went for like just young unknowns.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Who you would think they all know each other, like, because these dudes, like, they're all talking over each other, and that's bad for a podcast, but it's good when you're family. They feel like they squabbling, but they love each other. That they're all using like their distinct personalities and their weapons, like, to their advantage. It's not just like four green dudes all doing the same thing all the time. They make a couple of tweaks to the origins. Again, if you're a real hardcore Turtle fan, that might take a little bit of adjustment to some of the changes that they make with the with how these characters came to be and come together. But also it does, like, absolutely, it's in service of like the story, and it just makes it better. So they use that really well. The dad, Jackie Chan, plays Splinter.
That's all I knew about the casting, and
yeah,
was Bebop.
So Jackie Chan
and John
plays
Cena's Rocksteady.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even realise that was him until the end credits. But Jackie Chan plays Splinter like Eugene Levy in American Pie. It's like he's a simple man. He's a good man. He's a little bit overprotective, but also he does come in and he can and does kick some ass as well. Everyone kicks ass. It's very much an origin story, it was much more of an origin story than I was expecting. I thought we'd kind of come into this and there'd already be like, because we all know who the fucking Ninja Turtles are, right? But they go back, they do the origin, they make it fresh, they make it enjoyable, which is the main thing. And they bring it in. It's a different take on April. Incels, shut the fuck up. This is a fantastic version of April. Just because it's not, your granddaddy's Jessica Rabbit pin up or whatever it is that you wanted. All right.
Why doesn't the cartoon look sexy?
Why doesn't she look sexy? Even better, she's fucking, she's weird, she's awkward, she's sweaty. She even throws up in this movie. She is. But it all plays into her arc. Everyone's got an arc, even like Bebop and Rocksteady, who really aren't in this that much. They're very much in the background. Some of the other like weird characters kind of take more prominence as far as like the villain, like goon characters go. You've got Paul Rudd playing Mondo Gecko, who really hits it off with Michelangelo. There's some cool stuff, and like, they don't just fight all the time. It's not just like crazy, like flashbang, colorful explosion in your eyeballs action all the time. Like sometimes they walk into a room full of bad guys and they just hang out until everything's sorted out. They just they find some common ground and they talk, because they're teenagers. They don't want to be like, yeah, they're not coming in to fight all the time. And I know they're not called the Teenage Mutant like talking turtles, but and don't get me wrong, you get your kung fu, you get your ninjutsu, that's all worked in brilliantly. There's even a take it to the limit montage, which totally works.
Yeah.
This, I was really surprised by this. It went a little bit. It dragged out a little bit towards the end. Like there was 2 or 3 points where I was like, thought they were wrapping it up, and like the villain, Superfly, which is a pretty bog standard villain, but does have some like, it does have a cool look and like a cool like style of like how he talks and how he looks and stuff. But he does the same monologue like twice. It's like, we get it. We know what you're about. We need to kind of wrap this up. And it was all good stuff, like the action and everything at the end. Very like Roger Corman. There's some Ghostbusters flavor in there. Nice. But also, I just would have, if they would have just 10 minutes off of this movie, I would have walked out feeling like, damn, that was really tight,
Yeah. I just noticed, glancing at the cast, that Ice Cube voices Superfly.
Yes, it is definitely Ice Cube. absolutely.
And Post Malone does a voice in there. What the fuck?
I had no
Jesus
idea,
Christ.
but there's a lot of weird background characters in this. Rose Byrne is in this. Who she's?
God.
I'm guessing she's friends with Seth Rogen because they do stuff together all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to throw you off.
Yeah.
But
So
okay.
like they
Positive,
talk
really.
like kids. You know, they're getting like, or you get your pop cultural references in there, but it doesn't feel forced. It just feels like how they talk. You know, they talk about how like they snuck away from the sewers to go and listen to like Adele sing at Madison Square Gardens or something. You know, and it's really good stuff. They, you know, they're fans of Beyonce. They love Guy Fieri. They want to visit Flavortown, like they think it's a real place. Like it's really fun, really wholesome. You know, the story and the changes and everything. It brings it all together. You know, and it's just a nice universal message of like, we're not all that different. We all just want to hang out and vibe with each other at the end of the day, and maybe we can do some cool skate tricks and, you know, backflips and stuff, and just have fun. That's what it's all about. It doesn't matter if you're a human and I'm a giant pig monster. It's fine.
We can all get along.
We can all get
There's enough
along.
room for everyone in this crazy
So
world.
yeah, and I was thinking about how we
mutant world.
love it. It's great. There's some good setup for the future if they want to make more of these, but also if this was like the only Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, you've got everything. There's something for everyone in here. It's got some homages to the dark comic stuff. It's got all the cartoon stuff. You know, if you're old, young, you know, little, big, whatever, this is a great time. I was thinking about how we still don't have a rating system worked out for these movies. So I'm going to go 3.8 out of 4 turtles for this.
Cool. That's pretty good. That's a high rating. We can just judge, you know, movie by movie basis. Yeah.
And that's that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do get a chance to see this, whether it comes on at your theater or maybe it doesn't, and maybe you get one of those screeners that, you know, we want screeners. We're doing this for the screeners, everyone.
Yeah.
You know, click that subscribe button, click the like button, click if there was a screener button, click that as well. There's not. Get this man a screener, get me a like. You know, we want validation, we want views, not just views on our stuff, but we want more ways that we can view other stuff and tell you about it and talk to each other about it.
Send us
and I think we're going to wrap up there. Would you say, George?
Oh no, we can't get out of here without doing the pop quiz. We got to do.
You want to do the quiz? He wants the quiz. Right. So yeah, spoiler alert. I do have a little bit of it's a little bit of a quiz, more of a game. It's not really like a straightforward, like, what's the answer to this question? You know, you'll see what I mean. So this is based off of the Asylum movies, right? And a lot of the Asylum movies, it's all right if you haven't seen them, but as everyone knows, most of the Asylum movies, they're rip-off of another movie, right?
Sure.
So, you know, that's what they do. They make a parody or like a slightly different version of a popular movie that's coming out, and they do a shitty version and put it on DVD and you buy it, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to name a famous movie, and then you've got to try and tell me what the Asylum movie is based off of that movie. I've got the titles here.
Right, okay.
I'm just going to. So we start off with an easy one. You should be able to get this. So Snakes on a Plane.
Sure.
So what's the Asylum version of Snakes on a Plane?
I just got to guess it outright.
You just got to guess it.
Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a train.
It's Snakes on a Train. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. So now that you've got the hang of this, which you clearly do, we're going to run some more. So Transformers.
Oh, fuck's sake. Robot cars.
We were looking for Transmorphers.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, here's one up your alley. Halloween.
Sam Hain. Oh no, that's too clever, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Fuck. I don't know.
So the Asylum version of Halloween is in fact called Halloween Night.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, we love it. We're absolutely loving this. So all right, we'll keep it with the horror ones. Paranormal Activity.
I don't know.
Just change one of those words and you're there.
Most activity.
We were looking for Paranormal Entity.
Entity. Ugh.
Yeah, real close. It's just almost like you look at the end of it, it's just like, oh, I'm buying Paranormal Activity. They really get you there. All right. The Day the Earth Stood Still. I love this one, by the way. Not the movie, but just the name.
Ugh. The day the world stopped. The day the world ended.
You were so close. The Day the Earth Stopped. It was the title. So I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. It's The Day the Earth Stopped. They couldn't even think of like. They couldn't even think of something like clever, like The Day the Earth Went Dormant or something. No, The Day the Earth just stopped.
Sounds like a good metal title.
Yeah. All right. Here's one. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000 what under the sea?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Leagues.
The classic movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I've never seen.
Okay, well, they went for 30,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's 10,000 more leagues.
So you put some more thought into this quiz idea than I did. I just got a few fucking random trivia questions, but yeah.
Do you want to do those, or do you want me to like rattle off a couple more of these and we'll call it a day?
I just rattle some more off. I'll give you quick.
All right, I'll give you two more. I'll give you two more. Alien versus Predator. You just got to change one word.
Alien versus. Oh fuck. I don't know.
We're looking for Alien versus Hunter.
Hunter. Fuck off.
Because it's another word for a predator. You see, it's clever. You know, it's a synonym. Right, and last one. Here's a good one. Okay. High School Musical. What's the Asylum version of High School Musical, everyone? Anyone know this?
Fuck. College Musical.
No, you were close. We were looking for Sunday School Musical.
Fuck off.
So as it turns out, Asylum movies, they don't just do like B horror movies. They also have a side hustle in religious movies. True story.
I got their filthy.
Yeah.
Fingers and all
absolutely filthy. Sunday School Musical. We are breaking free of our prejudices and also of our, God. Anyway,
what a shit show!
What an absolute shit show!
I was not expected to be quizzed myself. I thought I was gonna, a few trivia.
Well, I can't send you the questions, can I? Because then you know the answers. Like, I don't trust you. I had to get you. It had to be this way.
That's fine. Let me give you a quick pop quiz question. All right. Who wrote the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song? You're gonna hear this. So you don't. Yeah, I thought you might know it. I don't know.
So not the Vanilla Ice.
No.
Ninja rap.
You could have something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Someone just did that. I'm guessing I don't know the full story of it, but I just know the name of the person, and I was just like, really?
No, I have no idea who wrote this. Who wrote it?
Chuck Lorre. As in
Whoa!
Big Bang Theory,
Wow! What a career!
countless American sitcoms, and fuck knows how that
That's
came about.
crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing, right? So
I'm learning stuff here. Give me some more.
Well, here's another one that was slightly Marvel related that you probably. I think I went overboard on these. Who's the original choice when casting the role of Frank Castle in the original Punisher, 1989?
So they got Lundgren.
Yeah.
I should know this. And it's
thought
not
you
going to
might
be
know
it's somebody ridiculous because the obvious answer would be like Sylvester Stallone, right?
Yeah,
Is
you
it
think that.
Stallone? It's not Stallone.
No,
They never thought they were going to get Stallone, did they? Because there's no way they were going to get Stallone.
I'll give you one more shot. Shot in the dark. Go on.
All right. Hasselhoff.
No. Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert. Fuck.
Apparently,
He does
Steven
actually look a
Seagal.
bit like. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I could see it.
Steven Seagal was interested though.
Of course, he's still knocking on the door now.
He can't get off the couch now. Come on, man.
I mean, he has like a team of dudes that he pays to like yank on wires and flip him up off of the couch, and then another dude that he pays to come in and like throw gas in your eyes, and then a third dude that he pays comes in and like kicks you in the shin.
He spin kicks you.
And then when you get your vision back, it's just Steven Seagal standing there with his greasy ponytail.
Greasy fucking painted.
Fucking hate that man. What a cretin of a man.
Love him. All right, last question. Multiple choice. Slightly horror related, but how many Stephen King books have been adapted for screen? Is it? And I'll give you, closest to A, 91, B, 72, or C, 110.
Oh wow, I thought he was going to go lower, but it went higher. It's got to be 72, right?
Nah, it was a 91. That's
fuck.
estimated.
And that's just how many they've adapted. That's not even how many written.
No, I don't know how.
Fuck.
He's written, but yeah, that is mind blowing, isn't it? 91.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Wow. And then they give you a movie deal when it just pays for more cocaine. It's a vicious cycle. Fuck. Yeah, well, no points for me. And I'll have to go back and see. I think you got 1 point. You got one. So that's fair. We're even Stevens at the moment, which makes sense. It's episode 2, 1 each. There you go. Everyone, go follow us on all the platforms. Not all the platforms, but most of the platforms. You can go find us at Poproast Podcast. Your Twitters, your Instagrams, your YouTube. You're already here. Click those fucking buttons. Get those notifications. Be the first in line for episode 3. Everybody, Revenge of the Shit. So you can also find me over on Twitter or Instagram at Dean Lee Live. I've been Dean. He is George. George, anything you want to wrap up with?
Just word to your mum.
You'll find George here next week. Hopefully not with your mum. There you go. Peace out, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Peace.